Yo, guys, what's going on? Winter House Gaming Podcast.
I ate Chipotle before this.
You know, there's a reason we opened the window. It's not specifically for that, but I feel like in our heads, we're prepared for that. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? We've got Paul Eaton here, Galactic Comics and Collectibles.
Paul.
What's going on, dude?
How you doing, guys?
Dude, okay, so I was just telling Will, who was in here just a few minutes ago, that you were on the podcast a very, very, very long time ago.
Dude, back in
like
Winterport.
a very long time ago.
One time in
Ohio Street.
Yeah, one time in Ohio Street, but originally way back. Yeah, back when I was doing the comic shop out of my dinky little office at home.
Dude, I'm convinced. Dude. Yeah. When you didn't have like the storefront. And we were so new at it, at what we were doing, that we just had no clue as that just keeps going into 5.5 years later.
Where we still don't know
but
what we're
doing.
doing.
Can you believe it's been that long?
It's impressive. Yeah,
it's
crazy. It's crazy to think.
And one thing I want to point out, one thing I absolutely want to point out, because it's just the coolest fucking thing, is how far you have come with everything. Now, I got to tell you guys, when we first met Paul, okay, I was working with his father-in-law.
Yep.
You know, and it was kind of like, it wasn't a defining thing.
Was his father-in-law working at the DOT at that point?
He was. Yeah, he was my boss at the time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
It wasn't like a super defining thing, you know? He just kind of nonchalant said, oh, yeah, he kind of messes with comics and does, you know, that type of stuff. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
We met you quite a few times before we even knew how far you were with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were selling on a very small scale out of your home. After we started kind of getting to know each other more and asking questions, you had piles and piles of boxes in your house.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that experience right there.
If you go back to like our first podcast together, I had just bought out the Toys R Us buyout when they were closed.
Oh, shit.
And I bought out like a ton of the inventory, and I came home and just lined my dining room table with it. Like it's a huge table, and it was as far back as it could, full of action figures. And I think my wife thought, what the hell am I doing married to this idiot?
She was like, well, if we're going to get divorced, time to file for it now.
Yeah, right. So you had like, it was like a spare bedroom or something?
So yeah, it's just a like an office off of the dining room in the house, and I had everything crammed in. I mean, it's a narrow room, and I was pretty sure I was going to die in a jungle ranch at one time or another. Yeah. And everything was just running on Facebook. You know, Galactic Comics became real in 2017. Yep. It became a real thing. I went from selling some comics to like, okay, I'm selling so many comics, this can become a business.
Right. I remember that too, because we were at our Ohio Street location at that point, and I think that's when we actually had you back on and kind of described everything that was going on with Galactic Comics at that point.
Yeah, we were talking about expanding and doing more and everything, and shows.
I feel like every time you've made like a stride in like your success, we've been like, hey, yeah, let's do the podcast.
Right. So, you know what we should do?
You should come back to the podcast. It's funny because it's like it just fell into place. So Galactic Comics and Collectibles, you guys can find that link. I put it in the description, so it's really cool. So
he isn't at his store right now, so you can go to his store and look through his windows.
Yes, we have
and send him threatening messages.
Glass that you can peer through. It's a creepy stalker.
Can little Jimmy come out and play?
Go catch yourself on camera right now.
Exactly. So what you've done, okay? Now let me give you guys a little bit of a insight on this. Okay, so Paul and I have not only a home relationship, but we had a business relationship too.
Correct.
More or less our work. So where I work at the DOT, he was one of our vendors. He was working for a big tool company, car parts company. I won't really blow them.
A big tool.
It was big.
We sold very large tools.
Very large tools.
Dealt with tools, big tools all day.
But they were also a company. The tools were larger.
Yeah, exactly. So I basically would talk to Paul, you know, all the time, just hearing everything that was happening. Finally, and this is one of the things that I everyone that has a job and is starting their own thing and their own hobby, they want this. They want this bad. You know what I'm talking about?
That moment when you go, you know what? I am quitting the job that I've had forever and going to do what I really love.
Yep.
And I got to do that. Yeah.
That's
I got
awesome.
to do that this summer.
I'm truly jealous of that because that's kind of
it's what everyone dreams to do.
That's the first that's the first pinnacle.
Anyone who's a nerd has either content creation or they're selling a service or a product.
Yep.
They want to
or anyone.
I mean, it
really doesn't matter what
anyone
you're doing.
Who I guess I should re-specify who's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right.
If there's something you're passionate about, your dream is to live that all the time.
Right.
So I now get to live it all the time.
All the time.
It's amazing.
All the time.
It is.
Now I am there's a couple things I'm truly jealous at, and we can get right down to the nitty-gritty here because I want to know. Not a lot because it could be personal.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Sometimes we have forces that are incredibly supportive.
Yep.
Or sometimes they're the opposite direction. Did you have a lot of that? You know what I'm talking about.
So
everyone knows what I'm talking about.
I can tell you the story. So I got transferred to another location at that full-time tool handling job. And
tool handling.
And I was just miserable.
You were.
And I was sitting on my front porch one morning, getting ready to go. And my wife came out and she says to me, "Why don't you just quit? What difference would it make?" Because we had a plan. Let's get more savings. Let's get more built up. Let's see if we can get larger in what we do. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "Why don't you just quit? Like, you are miserable. Why don't you just quit? What difference does it make?" And I said,
it's like you're not doing your family any favors beyond financially,
right?
And that's something we can work on in different directions.
Exactly.
And that's something you can build yourself up to, especially owning your own business over time too.
Yeah.
So,
right.
And I said, no, we got a plan. I can't do that. And I went to work. And then that week, I was absolutely miserable one day. And I realized there was no reason specifically that I was miserable. It wasn't like this happened or that happened. I was just ready to throat punch somebody anyways. I said, that's it. And I walked to my boss's office and I said, I'm done.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. It's awesome that you
Dave's
had
pretty
that
much
massive...
there every day.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows.
And my days come and go.
And I'm still there. It's almost 7 years. Almost 7 years.
I made it 15.
Sweet
15
Jesus.
years.
Dude,
man.
if I make it to 15 in my seat that I'm at right now, please, for the love of God.
Put you down.
That's a lot of
Put me
time
down.
selling tools, man.
Put me down.
If it wasn't for how often I got to handle the tools, I don't know if I would have made it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I wanted to talk to you about, in my head. No, hold on. In my head, I'm sitting here like I want to tell you something, but I don't want to tell it because I'll just not give names.
Okay. All right.
Your tool company, came in to my work.
Sure.
And they're like, "Oh, we can do this
former
tool
tool
for
company.
you and this
Former
tool
company.
company." I mean, selling tools is pretty cool, Brandon Hagen.
Of course, Brandon. Yeah, of course he would say that.
So your tool company, X-Tool company, came in and said, "Hey, we could do this and this and this for you." I'm like, I first of all, I already know what you're capable of.
Right.
I get it. You don't have to come in here and tell me.
Yeah,
I know.
dealt with you for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when you had an awesome guy I used to call.
Yeah. And trust me, I made them well known that you were the reason I called that place. Constantly told them and reminded them. I also constantly reminded them why I don't call now.
Like shove it right in their face.
Well, I didn't say the name, and you know.
Yep.
I didn't say the name. However, when my boss's boss was outside with them, he mentioned the name.
Oh, nice.
And,
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're loyalty and we're big on quite a few things.
Yeah.
Respect, and we had zero respect for this person.
Yep.
And when you left, it was like, I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah.
These other people, this other tool company, which actually Brandon Hagen works for now, has pretty much got things figured out for us. but we'll call you when we need you.
It's like your old tool company is their side hoe, you know? I'll call you when I need you. I call you when I need you.
When nothing else will do,
I like how it's just tool companies. You know, this guy's tool company, that guy's tool company. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, and I'm thinking of you the whole time. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna lie. I think Paul would get a kick out of this.
That's awesome.
This whole entire scenario.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I support this very much.
The final thing I said was like, I mean, it's too bad you guys couldn't.
Times have changed.
I just said, I was like, it's too bad you guys couldn't have kept Paul. I mean, that was perfect.
Nice.
It was so funny.
Nice. I support this. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so you walked in there.
Yeah.
Did you quit the same day after 15 years?
I gave them
respectable notice.
I gave them a full month's notice. Mm-hmm. I think it might have been more than a
full month.
I think it might have been more than a month.
Wow,
I gave them a very long.
Generous,
I gave them a very long notice.
That's
now,
over 30 days isn't really typical.
The person I replaced gave less than a week.
2 weeks is typical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just ignore me. I'm playing with stuff.
Okay. So I gave a very long notice, and do not miss any of it at all.
I got to tell you something.
All right.
You come from management.
Yep.
Okay. You've had quite a few years in it.
Yep.
I'm moving stuff that I can play with because for some reason I feel fidgety right now.
Oh, drink more. That'll help.
Yeah. Right now. Let's do that. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Do we clink?
Are we in?
Clink.
Are we in?
We're
We clink.
Yep.
I gotta unscrew my cap so I can't drink as fast as you guys.
I don't know that. Yeah.
Okay, so listen. I have a question. Carrie, my girlfriend Carrie. No, you know what? I'm not going to say names. Carrie's in here in the chat. I have a question for you coming from management. You've been in it for a very long time.
Yep.
A little bit different of a scenario. However, concept is all the same. How long is it an acceptable time to for someone to give a notice in your position? So as a manager, or district manager or anything like that, when is a logical amount of time?
I would
respectively 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would think if you the higher you are in the company, the higher you want to give that notice to.
Okay.
So when you are
if you're a district
you
manager, you want to give a month.
You want to give a solid month.
Yeah, that's probably reasonable.
Yeah, you want to give a solid month.
Yeah,
that's
reasonable.
Incredibly reasonable.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it really what he's going to. I think it really just goes what position you're.
So
yeah.
So So I've heard the stories about this person. Okay, let's take for instance. There is a fantastic other tool company. Privately owned other tool company.
This is the most fucked up conversation to ever have about discussing video games and comic books, by the way.
Well, I wanted to go I wanted to delve more into you, and instead of just going straight to games, because
Paul's entire
you're not as much of a
career backstory.
No.
Can you tell me about when you started at Paul's restaurant?
This is sort of a little bit of a change up, because
we're getting real.
Really.
Right now, the things that we're going to talk about video games are going to come towards the end, and it's not going to be as long. So I'm kind of stretching things out.
Right now, you can discuss life, people.
We're discussing life.
Yeah.
This shit is real.
Yeah. Open a beer and sit down and just think about it.
Yeah.
There is a company in town, a privately owned company, that sold to another company.
Yep. Nutsandbolts.com.
Yes. Nutsandbolts.com. Com. All right. So they're giving him
nutsandbolts.com.
They're giving a year. They're giving a year.
Holy shit.
Mother of God.
So there are, I believe, 4 owners that they're working owners in this company.
Yeah.
Fantastic company.
Yeah.
I love them so much. They sold the company for probably multi-millions of dollars.
I was going to say,
multi-millions of dollars.
Fortunes.
And they're staying there and training people for a whole year.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
That's
love for their customers, and that's love. And I was really shocked about that.
A lot of the times when companies sell, or I should say owners sell their companies to other investors or
usually
people. Usually it's they just drop it on
them.
them.
See you later.
They give them, a basic idea of what's happening within the company. And
when you walk in, there's an alarm code, and I'll see you guys later.
Right.
Where's our money?
Yeah.
Can I get that in small bills, please?
So Brandon
$2 bills only.
Brandon just said, I think it depends on the company also, because some companies, aka where I work, tool place.
Yes.
If you're a tool manager,
Mm.
if you're getting done, they don't want a notice. They want you to walk out that day so as not to risk losing tool sales.
So yeah, there is that scenario. Like you never know what's gonna come. It's funny because
really
I was done, and what got me, and let's face it, if I can at all humanly help it, I will never ever go back.
It's like a backup plan in the back of your head that makes you cringe.
It's so far back.
Back. Yeah.
I'm like, how many hours would I have to work at McDonald's to not go there? If I ever
Dude,
had
McDonald's
to go
might
back?
even
Like,
pay
honestly,
you more than
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Honestly, at this point, yeah, but
So,
it would still be substantial.
I would like the idea that I just will not go back. I'm not ever looking backwards.
Yeah.
But
And
I felt like
you should never really have to.
No, right? And I feel like I gave this honest, like, here's the deal. I'm going to give you this much time frame. You better plan on replacing me. And it was a very unthankful goodbye. None of it was appreciated. There was no replacement to me when I left. And all I got told over and over again was, you're killing me from my superior. You know you're killing me, right? You're killing me.
You work for a massive company. You will get over it.
Yeah, and it's like
that's what I would tell them.
I have given
you will be fine.
to this person. And this person was not my former, like the boss I'd had for my entire career.
Yeah.
It was a quick last minute person after I turned down his job.
Jesus, don't massive companies teach their higher ups that employees are expendable, that they're just numbers? Like, come on.
Right, and all I got was like, there was
you're killing me, man.
You're
killing me,
and,
Smalls.
but like never thanks for 15 years and getting this place out of the fucking hole
Dumps.
it's in. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what.
Peace out. Like,
yeah. So you're sitting there at Galactic Comics.
Yeah.
Okay. Galactic Comics and Collectibles. It's on Inner Hammond Street. I say inner because there is an outer.
There's an outer.
There
It's just Hammond Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just Hammond Street.
That's just Hammond Street.
Yep.
And I remember looking at that place with you.
Yeah,
I remember
we all did. Yeah.
We went in there and looked, and it was perfect for you to start out. The price was right. Everything literally fell into place for you, and that was fantastic to see that. Right now, describe like your typical day now compared to the tool place.
So the tool place, I walked through the door around 7, sometimes still inebriated from the previous evening.
There's a point to all this, by the way. There is a point to all this. I'll get there.
I got a check-in from some people that worked with me at the time to find out if I needed more inebriation to get me through the day.
Okay.
A
lot of twisted teas.
Yeah. I would go back to the back counter and be in absolute misery, trying to direct people that may or may not come to work and may or may not want to be there, and dealing with customers that I had no interest in realistically serving because it wasn't my thing. Now, ultimately, I took care of it and I did my job, right? But at the end of the day, this wasn't my jam. Like, I was never going to go home.
It's kind of like telling Dave and I, who are complete fucking nerds, to like go do our jobs when they aren't really our thing.
Right?
And
yeah. I mean, same. You guys were.
You
guys were living it. Like,
we sit at work and literally only think of video games.
Yeah. I mean, that was my all
real.
day of like, I am never ever going to go home and like drop a 350 into my vehicle because I drive a minivan and don't give a shit. So yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, may I tell you guys, proudly drives a minivan. All right.
Let's not use the word proudly here.
I've seen you driving it. I've seen you
the word proudly we can leave out of that.
Yeah, let's leave proudly out of it.
It matches your lifestyle, the stuff you carry around, and you have. Your beautiful kids.
Yeah.
Let me show you my comic collection. Open side door.
just go to like a weird back alley. Like
that was always the topic originally.
Books, man.
When we couldn't find a place was doing the rolling comic book store.
That's
and that's where you pull up and just the door slides open.
Slide.
Yeah.
You got the goods.
You get a fucking comic book rack
Come
like
on,
already
get in
set up.
Yeah.
Come on, get in here. You know you want what's in here.
Yeah. That is hilarious actually to even think about
Take
that.
a step into my van.
You know what's interesting? Like, okay, so do you think that would have been successful during the start of COVID?
Yeah,
it would have actually. Yeah.
You roll up one time per private, shopping. You go into
Yeah.
the van, get your stuff. The person's outside. I check you out. I have my register slides out, from the side. And you check them out.
Dude, you have a square machine you can like stick out the window. People like insert.
Yeah, so you have the wall behind you. You just never actually get out.
He's sitting in the driver's seat and he's like, Oh, I got you. He hits a button. His seat motorizes out, and then his register like flips out. What you want, buddy?
What you want? I got you.
You need that Spider-Man? I got you, Spider-Man.
So you're
Debit or credit?
You're unlocking the door.
Yeah.
To your building.
Yeah. I walk in.
You own this.
And it's funny because I walk in and there's a smell to comic stores. If you're a comic person, you know this smell. You
mean it doesn't smell like
sweat and semen?
It does.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say fart and diesel, but I know your building probably smells like sweat.
So a comic store should have
some floors.
This. Jesus.
If not worse.
Worse. Okay, go ahead.
So there should be this the smell of old paper. That certain comic book smell that I said one day. I put up a picture of an old vintage comic and said, if they ever made a clone of this, I'd wear it every day. This is your vintage comic cologne. Like that smell. And I walked in and I'm like, yeah, just everywhere, just all over, baby.
What are you wearing
Axe
today?
Style.
What are you wearing today?
Vintage
Parchment
comic.
by your.
And I thought, man, this is it. This is mine, right?
Right.
You go in, and I sat there going, is this gonna work? Is this really gonna work?
Yeah.
And first the regulars come to congratulate me, and they're in there, and then you start getting the people you don't recognize, the people you don't see every week.
That's
running this.
the most fun
And
part.
that was it. Yeah.
That is honestly the most. It's as gratifying as it is to see the regulars come back each week.
You build your regulars, and
we
become
have
friends.
experience in that too.
You do.
We have an
Yeah,
amazing
you do.
community. As gratifying as it is to see your regulars, and it's amazing. You see those people; they check in with you.
Yep.
Every
you know what
week.
they want.
You know what they want.
You come in, they sit down, you
And I'm gonna
ask
say-
about stuff.
I'm gonna say that's a universal thing.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
our regulars.
Everybody loves the regulars.
Our regulars, these are our friends.
Yeah.
I don't say they're fans of Winter House.
They're,
okay,
they're
I don't
kind
say
of the people that build your business for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
They support you. They go out and tell their friends, and they tell, during Christmas, I had a lot of my regulars telling random strangers that hey, you got to go to this comic shop I go to.
Right.
If they're out somewhere, they're at GameStop or they're at Bull Moose or they're wherever, and somebody says, oh, I'm trying to find this. They're like, you should go to my comic store.
Well, the thing about it
This
is
is where I go. They have that there.
Yeah.
GameStop
And
it's not going to have all of those collectibles that you're looking
Not
for.
even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No.
They've got
and
junk.
more often not to bash on GameStop, but more often not the guy
You can
behind the
bash
counter
on
doesn't
GameStop,
care.
it's fine.
They don't care.
No.
The person behind the counter is like, I don't know.
just
I don't care.
FYI, GameStop is big enough. You can bash them.
You can bash on them.
GameStop's a
I never want to
corporation.
bash on somebody doing their job, right? But
well,
more
I
often
mean,
than
they're
not.
You don't bash on the employees, but
Right.
You bash
That
on the
company-
employees, but the corporation, they're a corporation. You're a local guy doing what you fucking love.
Right.
Will Hesketh just said, so many beautiful faces in one space. Holy cow.
Oh,
This is a lot. This
Love
is
you, Will.
intense, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a
we do
lot.
love
I
you,
know.
Will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the whole point of this whole entire story of all the different things that have happened. There's always there's a point to this, and I pushed it in this direction for a reason.
I'm excited to see where this is going.
Me too.
It's
Yeah, you're lost as I am.
don't get too excited.
am.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
It's probably
okay?
sentimental too.
Okay.
Maybe.
Are we gonna
Sure.
cry?
You might
Probably.
cry. I might
Get some
cry.
beer, put it in the.
So you are and have been for a while kind of like an inspiration, really. You
awesome.
you are an area success story that more than
often
just
hear that too.
more than
Right.
just these big companies, okay?
Yeah.
Because you're a little guy.
Yep.
You have your family, your simple family.
Yep.
You're doing this almost single-handedly. Almost. You have a team.
I've got a
but
team
you-
of friends that help me.
You do.
Yep, I
But
have a
a
great
majority of the
support
stuff
group.
you have done almost single-handedly.
Yeah, I don't have a backing. I don't have partners. I don't have.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's proof to me that outside of being a bar, a microbrewery, or whatever else,
Something that really serves the community that we need.
It's
Cheers, guys.
So cheers.
So you definitely are an inspiration to absolutely everyone, and I want everybody that's watching that'll listen to this later to understand this. If you have a dream and you have your support and things seem to be going in the right direction,
Live
take
it.
the chance.
Yeah.
Take the chance. Make sure you do it smart. You did not go into this without options.
Nope.
You didn't go. You did not go into this without a solid plan.
I didn't jump in head
first.
You
did not jump in head first.
No.
You had the plans. So, fulfill you guys' dreams, every single one of you. That was kind of the point of this.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
All the things that you were doing. We hear this stuff and we see it on TV. We see this all the time. Oh, I started my company with just a measly, $100,000 loan from my parents.
Right.
Right. Okay, so we're way up in Maine. That stuff doesn't really happen up here. It doesn't really happen for a lot of people. No. even for a lot of people, that stuff doesn't exist. But
you go to the bank and they're like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah. Can I you want to do what? I'm out.
That's a no for me, dog.
So I started this. on $9 in 2 short boxes of comics.
Yeah.
This was how I started it.
And funny thing is,
and I took all the money I made and I bought 4 short boxes of comics. And then I just kept going.
The funny thing is, you hear that and you're like, yeah, no, I've heard that. Oh, I just started this on, $4 and this and this and this. That shit is real.
Yeah.
That shit happens.
It doesn't, you don't come by it a lot these days, but when you do, it's an amazing story because like I was saying, it's proof that outside of being a microbrewery or, things like that you can succeed with hard work, dedication, and a simple dream.
And be passionate. Right. Be passionate about it. Never stop selling it. I think my first day at Galactic, the post was hashtag never stop chasing your dream. Like, it was it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't dive in. I would never tell somebody, like, you got a good job today. Quit it and go, do whatever it is. But never stop chasing it.
Well, you sat in something you hated for 15 years before it worked.
Yeah. Well, I sat in something for 10 years trying to figure out what it was I wanted to make work. Like, and thank God the day came that was like, all right, I can really do this. And I told my wife, I said, you know how successful I am selling something I don't care about? Imagine how successful I can be selling something I do care about.
Right.
And now I spend all day.
And two biggest things about selling.
Scrubbing Ninja Turtles.
The 2 biggest things about selling are very, very simple things. If you're passionate about it and you know the product, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People go to that, and I bet you $100 that you have people that come in for the conversations that you give them.
It's weird, Dave. Like,
absolutely,
and that's the atmosphere I want.
Think about this: like, how good are we at selling the games that we love to the people that watch us?
Right.
Well, we're pretty decent at it, actually.
This is the conversation that happens around that. I say, guys, I don't care what anyone says. I think this is fucking great, and I have super low expectations.
Name a Dave sex tape.
Yeah, exactly. Have low expectations when you watch me on OnlyFans. OnlyFans. It's just jokes on me.
No, sell yourself short, Dave. There's a lot of freaks out there.
That's right. Everybody's into something.
Don't kink shame.
That's right. So, it's just
it is a dark place.
It typically does.
It does that every single time. Poor Justin, he's gonna know. Yo, Andrew Boucher, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Andy.
We're just talking about Paul Eaton. He owns Galactic Comics and Collectibles. Now, I do have another question for you.
All right.
Most of our people that watch this stuff and listen to it, they live way far away.
Sure.
What do you have available for people that are in different locations that see something that you have that they would like to have?
Absolutely. So first of all, we now do Whatnot auctions. We are crushing Whatnot. I'm loving it. It's fun. I get on. I have followers.
That's a website?
So it's an app. It's an app. You guys haven't heard of Whatnot?
No.
Okay. So
we're gamers.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. There's an app. There's a spot on Whatnot for that. You get on Whatnot, and there is a section for every single thing that you might collect, whether it be vintage video games, in my case, comics, cards, figures, whatever it is. And I go on there tomorrow morning I'll be on at 9 selling comic books. And it was crazy. So I was sick last week. We couldn't do our live auction. And I actually started getting messages at my store from people I didn't know.
It looks like this, right?
It does look like that.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Here, yeah. Show that to the camera. Show that to the people that are important.
There's your Whatnot.
You got to hold that up there.
There's your Whatnot.
This is what it looks like.
So I started getting messages at my store from people I don't know, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I started clicking, and they said, hey, are you going to be on this morning? Or you guys are always on at 9 on Fridays?
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, I actually have people that like follow this weekly and know I'm going to be on and expect it. And you can go on there and find anything, and you just say, I only want to follow video games. And you're going to get notifications for video game auctions, and they're going to go live. And it's like YouTube and eBay had a beautiful love child together.
That's
I can only
hold that thought.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you. First of all, Brandon, thank you very much for the 100 stars. I appreciate that. He also said Dave's extremely good at selling his tentacle addiction, just hasn't paid the bills yet. ... Yet. Yes.
Yet.
Yes.
Speaking of which, am I going to get that $100 or?
Wait, which $100 we talking about? I was like, wait, what? Oh, you mean for the baby spawn or whatever? Remember the?
No, oh God, yeah.
Do you still have that?
No, nothing's gone.
Fuck, that thing was cool.
That was cool.
God, I wanted that so bad.
Yep,
for
that
like
was cool.
a long time.
Yeah, Carrie was always like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen."
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
Dave out of here.
Oh my god.
Don't even show him things.
Right.
He's like I am with collectibles, though. Like if he sees something that he really likes, he's after it. That's the same way that I am.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted it, but Carrie, she always had like a voice in the back of my head being like, "You don't need that. You don't need that." First of all, Carrie, you're not my dad. I need it. It was adorable.
That episode.
Yo,
Yeah, I do. Exact.
Chris Wiley
reference.
says exactly 23 hours and 57 minutes away to be exact. Are we talking about Elden Ring?
No, Elden Ring is.
Is that out already?
That's
right?
tonight.
That's
Is that out right now?
Well, I say tonight, but 12.
Tonight, 12.
As a person who doesn't know anything about video games, I did know that was tonight. I'm impressed with myself.
That is impressive.
Good
dude.
job.
Look at me go.
Proud of
Holy
you.
shit.
Yeah.
I
You're
just want to
doing
let
better
you
than
guys.
Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like this isn't
Okay.
my job.
You were mentioning Whatnot, the
Yeah.
app,
Yep.
and then you were talking about collectibles, and this kind of goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
Because we can follow just video games
Yeah.
stuff
Yep.
on Whatnot.
Yep.
Who sells on that? Is it like Uncle Henry's app?
No, so you have to be a registered seller on there. You got to
Ooh,
go
I
through
like
quite
that.
a process.
that's
It is
good.
not just
That's
like
good.
anybody,
Not like
eBay
Facebook's-
Facebook style, anybody in the public can get on there. You have to go through quite. I went through I think 3 interviews to be selected
wow.
as a
Okay.
Whatnot
Interviews?
seller.
Like video interviews?
So yeah, so you have a basic paper application style that you send in, and then you have a follow up. Then they want to know like how do you get your product, what do you have now, and sell what it is you're doing. So I'm like, well, all right, we have a almost 5-star review in Google. We are Bangor's, my city's #1
Did you
comic
say
store.
almost?
We're 4.9.
Who's the culprit?
I
will go
will.
after
You
them.
get on there and you hunt them down.
Some
for me.
fucking
I'm
guys
going to.
review bombing
Left me
you.
a 4. You
One
left me
guy.
a 4.
One fucking guy.
Yep.
And it was
Fucking
probably
guy.
like, I really love this place. It's super awesome. Here's 4 stars.
Yep. There you go.
Fuck, I hate that.
Yep. So yeah,
Dude, if you love a place,
holds
just
back that.
5 stars,
He
man.
folds
You
back
love a
that
place.
5 star.
Dude, I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
I'm
God,
gonna
if
call
you
him.
love a place, just do him a favor and give him 5
Give him
stars.
5 stars.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm a
means-
4.9 star in Google.
That irritates me.
But I said we were fan voted the #1 comic store in our city
Tisk,
2 years in a
tisk, man.
row. So
Right.
you gotta get on there and sell yourself,
You do.
and then from there you get a phone
Tell
call.
me all about selling myself.
Yeah.
Dave
I
was on
find
the
a
corner
great deal
before
of
this.
success
So
on
vi-
the corner.
So you video chat with these people.
Yep.
That's actually really cool. When someone goes on that app, do they explain how they do their vetting process?
Not usually. I don't
Because
think.
I'm not
Like-
going to lie, apps are everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are millions of apps for every Tom, Dick, and Harry thing.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I'm telling you, if because I'm hearing that, I would feel better putting my financial
your financial
information
and your time
into
in it,
like
right?
a random app that I've
Yeah.
never heard of.
Dude, and come to think of it, Chris Wiley just looked on the app and said 23 hours
To get to
get
Galactic
to
Comics.
Yes.
Comics.
Okay, so Chris
Counting
Wiley,
it down.
we are explaining how you can like the page,
right.
Galactic Comics and Collectibles. It's in the description. How you can like the page, and how you can also get stuff that he has on his in his store.
Yep.
If you wanted to.
And
So-
his link to his OnlyFans is there too.
and
There's
his
a link
to
there.
OnlyFans.
Dave knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
knows
there's
it
an
well.
app called Whatnot.
Yep. So we use Whatnot, and besides that, we are on Facebook and on Instagram. We do not have the point of sale website up right now. I've been working on trying to get that launched this year. It is a bloody hell of a challenge, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
You doing it like through like Square type
Yeah,
stuff?
through Square up. Yeah.
Square-
We use Square in
Square
store.
That
can
makes
be
sense
a
because
pain.
your whole point of sale is Square.
It is Square,
Keep it
and
all-
I learned an awful lot about barcode generation last year.
That's
we do
cool.
everything in the system is barcoded now.
I
and-
remember you first getting it. Are you still using that computer I put together?
No, that poor thing died. That thing died a horrible
Yeah.
death.
I was gonna say
I
that thing
don't
was
doubt it.
already old.
Yeah.
And then I think like I barely got it running and it seemed fine. But
Was that the one that
It
I used
lasted
at
a while.
first?
no, this was one I had like in the back hell of the closet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it lasted a while before it died. And then I said, well, the good thing was it got me through until we were financially stable enough to say, you know what, I'm going to go buy
That's
a new
exactly what that laptop
Dude,
was.
that was the goal.
Yep. So,
goal.
you know, so we're good to go there. We have a full point-of-sale Square system now.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good.
And I learned
Good.
how to inventory and create barcodes for everything, which was a good crash course.
Yes.
And now the only challenge is to do everything through Square and be able to sell what we sell. So comic books barcodes don't like exist in the world. So you have to create them, and then you have to tie an image to them. So I can't just say...
Oh, shit. That's
yeah, exactly.
crazy.
You're not just like, oh, hey, here's Spider-Man, because every Spider-Man barcode is a Spider-Man barcode.
You're not pulling like a pre-existing product image from somewhere.
There's apps that use a massive database for video games to do that. If you want to take care of like your inventory or inventory games, you can do that. You can go and you can scan their barcodes, and it pops up all the information about the
Comics
game.
and collectibles.
You
that's
imagine
probably a different.
you
It's
oh,
different.
well, that's
like,
what he's saying.
It's like
way
vintage
different.
toys. Like you have to create a barcode to vintage toys to each one, and then if you're going to sell those, I can't still do
You have to
lump
have
vintage
different
toy thing. You
custom
got to have a different
pictures.
code and picture to each item.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So if we're going to get into it, and we're going to say, you know, like I just got in probably 250 vintage Ninja Turtles. And if you're going to have every one of those in the site and in the system to be able to be sold, you got to have a photo of them. You got to show exactly what they are. So it's a lot there. And that's where we're doing something like Whatnot is getting a huge outreach for us, because we can just get on there and we are live auctioning an item. You see exactly what it is. And there it is. It's sold and done, and you move on. And Dave's chuckling, and I can only imagine
what he's thinking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I heard everything you were saying. Don't quiz me, please. However, Brandon Hagen put on followage. His followage is 2,023 days. I believe he was the same exact day that we started the Facebook page itself. That's quite accurate. Anyway.
I think I'm the third.
Chris Wiley came in with 811 days. Actually, Chris Wiley, I kind of feel like he's been here forever. He's one of those people, one of those friends that just like,
dude, that's
I feel like he's actually
2.5 years.
He's a Florida man.
Florida man.
Well, the fact he was able to go see how fast my Whatnot was,
but
and
just
tell
to be
go
funny,
live is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick, man. I appreciate it.
So to do that also on Winter House Gaming page, I put followers just for fucking sakes of it. 1,233 days.
We've been following ourselves for less long.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys aren't good at this.
No, we're not.
That's awesome.
Will's doing his best to help us. We just have to follow through with what he
hilarious.
tells us.
He just gave Dave the eye roll.
He did. Yeah. He has been telling us about TikTok, this TikTok thing, and I'm not convinced that I'm ready for that. You actually probably could, but
no.
I can't do it. Will I don't know, man. I don't know.
In my 30s
I'm struggling
now,
with
I
it.
don't know. I don't know if TikTok's for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if TikTok's
also in
for
our
me.
30s.
No, it's too much for you. I'm
It's a
not
lot
on
of
TikTok,
kids.
so I
That's
understand
a lot
that.
of kids.
Yeah.
However, that's kind of your thing,
Right.
Like kids. So you
Pokemon.
kids.
We do Pokemon
Dude,
all day.
I'm not gonna lie.
Pokemon's for all ages, man.
It is,
Especially nowadays.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's awesome, and that's like one of our big.
Yo, look at that. Lisa,
items.
followage 918 days. Okay, Brandon Hagen came back with 100 stars. It's time for WH Live Tickle Tackle.
Tickle
Tackle.
Oh God.
What the hell would I do on that? I don't even know, man. We'll talk about
You'll
it.
figure it out.
Kelly
I have
could do
faith in
TikTok
you.
with his drums. Hell yeah, he could. He'd fucking love that. Yo, Robin Vernon, what's going on, man? Currently tapping in at gym while I cycle. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Buenos
nice.
noches, my guys.
Buenos noches.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Those-
Belize.
That whole every 3 or 4 months when I work out, I really like to watch something. While I do it that one time.
I never watched that show again.
One rep, watch. One rep, watch.
I'll come back to this again in another year.
I know, right? One of these days, I will get back
In fact,
into
I
it,
will
but-
say, at my very first Winter House Gaming podcast, there was less of me to love than there is now.
But
Dude,
at
I-
least there is more of you to love now.
This is true. I think that's a supportive thing, and
That's
I
right.
would like to go
Hell
ahead
yeah.
and push that.
And we
But
love
there's
you
now
a
more of
lot,
me.
so at least
Yeah,
there's
so
more of you
there's
to
plenty of
love.
me to go.
There's a lot to grab onto now compared to...
People like to hug me because I'm squishy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real thing.
And now I can hug both of you at the same time, and
Okay.
there's so much more.
First of all, Robin, thank you very much for. I got to remember the cameras over there. Thank you very
Oh, your
much
camera's
for
over there.
hanging out with us while you're at the gym on the cycle. Okay. We know Elden Ring's coming out. We got to talk about it a little
Tomorrow,
bit.
baby.
because I know you're excited. I know the guy on the couch is excited. Yep, he's very excited.
Dude, and people left and right have been given this game. It's the highest rated game right now of all time.
Is it?
Yes.
I think that's what someone said.
It is literally the highest rated game of all time right now. It's not even out
yet, though. Did he write
George
some of it?
R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin? Oh,
is
wow.
Is that George R.R. Martin did it? Is that why we can't get to finish a fucking Game of Thrones? Because he won't actually sit down and write that book?
So it's
Wait, that never finished?
So
no.
Fuck, I hated that
show. The show the book is still... and that guy is not healthy. He lives off of cigar, whiskeys, and salami every day. Like,
damn.
Of the show. So, finish the damn book already.
So, it's George R.R. Martin and Dark Souls and Bloodborne creator Hidetaka Miyazaki. So, in that combo, George R.R. Martin kind of spearheaded the, I guess, kind of the story and the lore.
Okay.
And Miyazaki kind of spearheaded the world, the open world, obviously the combat and all of the mechanics. So with that combo, I think I'm super excited because it just looks amazing and there's so much to choose from. It's the most open Souls type game that there is.
And it's multiplayer.
And from what I've heard, the co-op is easier to jump in and out of than it's ever been.
And for anybody who watched the original Winter House Gaming I was on, I was really excited that I learned that you could use the second paddle to control the ducks on Duck Hunt. You guys looked at me like I was a moron.
Dude, I remember laughing about that.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? Oh, my God.
They're like, why did we invite this idiot?
So listen.
And it hasn't changed today.
Chris Wiley said Martin was involved in the design of the game in the beginning, but Miyazaki was more involved, and IGN rated it 10/10, which is crazy. IGN usually just are terrible
review bombs everything.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so listen up. You guys know I don't like Souls games. You know,
Dave, we could play it together and be insanely terrible at it together because I am not, you know me, I am not a Souls type gamer. I will sit there and swear my fucking ass off.
Listen up. Listen what happened. Okay, this is actually quite comical, really. Do you remember that very small window back in 2019 where
trust me, I do.
Where they said the game was coming out and there were pre-orders and people pre-ordered it, and then they said it wasn't coming out for a while, and then they said it wasn't coming out at all? Well, I pre-ordered it in that small window. I wasn't going to get it. But I got an email the other day that said, hey, your copy of Elden Ring that you pre-ordered in 2019 is on its way. So now I'm going to have the game on PS4 with, free PS5 upgrade.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm going to find someone that wants to buy this. I don't need it. I'll get rid of it, do something, blah, blah, blah. So I started getting ridiculed relentlessly. Not so much ridiculed, just kind of like, hey, what is your problem? You need to play this. Why don't you play games like this? Blah, 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 blah.
But I said, okay. I don't agree with them about that. I mean, to each their own about what games you're going to play,
And the people you're going to follow, I would think.
Yeah.
If you want to follow a certain style gamer, then follow that style gamer.
The main thing about playing games is having fun.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I explained last night to everybody that was in the chat. If people feed off other people's emotions and they feed off what, we don't pretend to be anybody we're not. We absolutely do not do that. We never will. We don't act out anything. We don't play things we generally don't remotely enjoy.
Why? Just because it's popular or because it's requested.
Yeah, and we don't do that. We don't do that.
The thing that catches me about the Souls games too, I love the fucking art. I love the art. Yeah. I love.
So that's your pull.
RPG
that's your
element.
pull.
Yeah.
And actually, that's good. You segued into that because that's kind of where I'm going with this.
The art of Elden Ring is fucking amazing.
It does look really nice. It looks like a super polished Skyrim, and I'm about that.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. I said, all right. I'm getting so many left and right turns from all these people. And I said, I'll start looking at videos because I really didn't. After they announced it, videos, and then it disappeared and someone said Souls, I said, nah, I'm good. However, I've been watching videos
I think it's the most approachable Souls-like game for you that there is, while still being extremely difficult.
I get that. I understand that, and there's a couple reasons why. The first reason is because there is magic abilities.
And long-range bow and arrow.
That was the second reason. Yes,
which is
long range.
So I did a lot of research.
So I'm just like, oh, is this a Monster Hunter Skyrim?
As this has gone on, I've done a lot of research to kind of combat how I want to play this game and how I want to approach it. I've always been kind of like an up-close and personal sword type guy. I love samurai-style combat, and lo and behold, there's a samurai class in Elden Ring where you get a longbow and you have sword and shield. And the cool thing about Elden Ring, especially if you have these large swords, you can choose to attack two-handed, or you can use one-hand sword, one-hand shield, but your sword does less damage.
Right.
But you have the ability to parry.
Right.
So
Steve Perry?
Steve Perry. You have the ability to Steve Perry.
That's what I took from it.
And you have the ability to Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry? Whoa.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa, someone's offended now.
No, I'm not offended. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would make me better.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out if anybody ever wants to watch me stream play No Mercy for the N64. That's about the end of my level.
Wait, Jesus. Hold on. I can set you up to do that on Winterhouse Gaming at my house.
You know what would be amazing?
I think we actually have No Mercy.
If we get my buddy and I together and get No Mercy out. So, little backstory. I had a birthday that, like one of yours, I was insanely drunk at.
Yep.
My buddy and I, my best friend and I
remember that.
Are you were there.
I was there.
Are the undefeated tag team champions of the world. We created our own characters, won the tag belts as each other, as ourselves. And none of our friends could beat us for, what are we on now? Like fucking 25 years?
Yeah.
And we got all together, and my one sober friend is like, oh, no. And he's a big video gamer. He's like, no, you guys are going down. And we single-handedly beat him and everyone else at the party with him over and over. Wow, we were so drunk.
Dude,
that,
he was probably massively overthinking it.
Maybe, yeah. And we were just like, yeah, nope, done, tag team finishing, it's over.
The thing about,
we could actually get him and I together and see if we can still openly stream this, and that'd be pretty amazing to defend our tag belts on the old N64 in my attic right now.
We can make that was like a
short,
be
phenomenal.
Even if it was like a short, like a YouTube video, that would be funny.
That shit would be funny.
Dude, we could throw it right live. We have all the technology.
Let's go on, because I mean, it's been
what technology?
It has been. So you got. We're live with streamers. Does anybody know when No Mercy for the N64 came out? Like,
no,
that shit's got to be 20+ years old.
1997.
Yeah. $1998.
I'm thinking 97 or 98.
Our producer's over here, and he said 1998.
I think I did too.
Is it a wrestling game?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I actually didn't know what it was.
So in well over 20 years,
not a wrestler guy.
My best friend Don and I have never been defeated on our tag team championship.
Wait, no, I think I might. No, I think I. Is it,
I think
the front
you
of it
have
just,
that.
It says Mercy. Like
this is No Mercy.
No Mercy.
And it's
Dude,
black.
I have that.
You have that.
I never played it.
I'm like fairly certain you do.
Yeah,
to be honest.
We created our own characters with our own gimmicks that looked exactly like
That's
us.
Funny.
And to this day, we are still the
handsome
undefeated tag team champs on it. Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Super sexy. And the good news is when I created my character in high school, I was 303. So I'm fairly close to fitting that build again.
Dude. We have to make this happen now.
Yeah, we do.
So
it's fate.
Right? So we could get together and do this. And this is the beginning and end of all of my video game abilities. Besides running around in Zelda randomly and wandering aimlessly off cliffs currently, every now and again, just like, oh, there's a cliff. Shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I fall and kill myself all the time on Dying Light. It's no different than that.
It makes me feel better. That does.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
I can't tell
Dave, did you forget that you had a paraglider? Yeah, I did. I don't remember what button to press.
What I'm taking from this is I'm a professional gamer.
You are a professional gamer.
Yes.
Yep. Played the game once. Good for
life.
Played it,
bro.
Yep, exactly.
Nailed it.
Yep.
I played game.
Yep. Played game.
Played game.
I went to Tim Hortons once. I'm Canadian.
Essentially the same.
Yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? What cracking? Yo, what's going on, Brandon? How you doing, Team Carrie Briggs?
Oh God.
Oh boy. So you know what? I'm gonna work on making that happen. Would you guys accept him playing No Mercy with his friend instead of me playing Elden Ring?
Well, Dave. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to play Elden Ring on stream, and Dave's going to play with me. We're going to play co-op. He doesn't have to put his face on camera, and you can enjoy me being pissed off.
That's true. Yes. Yes.
This sounds like a win for everyone, really.
But instead of Dave playing Elden Ring, he's going to play with me, and then Paul we're going to recreate this whole thing. Everyone's going to be trashed, and it's going to be a good time.
And the one sober guy pissed off, like, so mad. So at one point in this drunken...
Carrie in the bedroom going, what the fuck is happening?
At one point in this drunken video gaming state, my buddy, I go for, in the wrestling move, I go for the cover. My buddy drops his controller and walks out to get another beer. And meanwhile, the sober guy is smashing buttons like, no! No! And then, it's done. I just put my controller down. Like, it's done. It's over. You're not getting up.
Exactly.
We gotta hype this up like the biggest fucking wrestling match.
Biggest
What did
event
I
of all
play?
time.
I played. What was the wrestling? There was a wrestling game I actually liked. I think it was SmackDown. I think I liked SmackDown quite a bit.
That was well after.
Yeah.
That was well
that was
after
like
the
PS1,
N64
PS2
And I think
era.
that was
the PS2 era.
I'm convinced that's the only one I really, really got into.
Yeah.
Besides, like, Clay Fighter and Mortal Kombat, the first one.
I mean, this is, like, I think to its time,
He's actually an
the
amazing
game still
Mortal
stands
Kombat
up well.
fighter.
But it's cubey and chunky. And,
Yeah. He's actually, he's a really good Mortal Kombat. Like, yeah. Yeah. We watched you in the tournament. It was awesome.
I'm going to throw a crazy
Not
thing
as
out
good
here.
as your friend that not as good as your friend that fucking wiped
the floor with everyone.
I'm going to throw a crazy thing out. Will is definitely better than I am.
He's like, I've never played it. Yeah, dude, he was so fucking good. Like, frame to frame, perfect. It was crazy.
No shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yo, Dad, thank you very much for the 50 stars. Thank you for supporting Winterhouse Gaming. We appreciate it. All right, guys, I got to tell you. Paul Eaton's here. Galactic Comics and Collectibles is what he owns. You can find him if you're far away and you can't drive 23 hours, 23 measly small hours to get to his comic book
Yep.
stop.
To come to the best comic store of Bangor, Maine.
Bangor, Maine, up in the fucking woods. You can go on the Whatnot app.
Yep, you can find us on Whatnot.
And evidently, we're going to check that out too because I didn't know anything about it.
Find us on Facebook, on Instagram.
I'm going to acquire my new collection of dildos and dildo accessories.
Yep, exactly.
I think I had that guy in today. I did not make the purchase.
Even if you're far away, click on his link that's in the description. Hit that like. It absolutely helps. I'm sure he has directions on Whatnot app.
Yep.
And on how to do that stuff.
As far as the social media stuff goes, I post everything that comes into the store. I try to get everything in the store on our Facebook page first and get people first dibs on it.
Yep.
And we ship every day. I just shipped to Hawaii this morning. So.
God damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a fucking that's
a trip.
That's crazy.
That's a trip.
That's a hike.
Dude, and I know because I worked for a company that I hated. And
I feel that,
we dealt with things in Hawaii, and it was a bitch.
And I know because I've eaten pineapples.
Wow.
That's the same. Yeah, no, Dave, that's the same.
Yeah. So, guys, Galactic Comics and Collectibles, go check it out. Hit the like button. If you see something, ask questions. I'm sure, just it's as easy as that.
I
send them some nudes.
I answer messages like 24 hours, it seems like. I'm up at 2 a.m. sometimes. So
you know what?
My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we got a question on something.
On the peak of things, like on Winterhouse, I answer questions and talk to our friends, fans turns friends.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's what it is.
All the time, dude.
That's what we do.
Exactly where it's at. Just went and thank you very much, Brandon Edmonds. We really appreciate that. You won't drive to see me. Excuse me, sir.
He has
Who
before.
drove all the way to Connecticut? Who the fuck wants to go to Connecticut, first of all?
There is nothing good
all the way down there to see you.
That seems accurate. For the best of my knowledge, that seems
really nothing good in Connecticut.
3 to 4 hours of fun to see you, so don't give me that. And I'm not going to Iowa.
Wow, you lasted 3 to 4 hours?
With Brandon Edmonds. That was a record.
That's impressive.
That's
impressive.
Was
that with or without any supplements or
no supplements? And Carrie was a
You didn't buy any of those gas station blue pills, man?
No, the wing zippers is what they're called.
Yeah.
No, I had no problem. No supplements, and Carrie was the best spotter. So anyway, all right.
Sounds like some weird fucking aerobics going on.
One more thing I have to add before we take off. You were already, exactly. One more thing I have to add before we take off. This weekend is the Gathering of the Gamers. It's this really fun time of board games like Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, Pokemon stuff that I don't know anything about. There's going to be video game stuff there. We have spoken in the past that we were going to be there doing all the free play. We will not be. They will have free play for other things. It's going to be an awesome time. I will be there Saturday. Actually, I think you're going to be around Saturday.
I probably will be.
Okay, so Kelly and I will be there Saturday, probably around noonish until later, hanging out and having a good time. Lisa, thank you very much for the 500 stars. Damn, Boom. Lisa, thank you so much. Also, she wants to get TikTok just to watch you play drums.
I can see that.
That's what she said.
So do I need to create a TikTok now for this?
I think so.
We'll work on it.
Ooh. I support that.
Oh, okay. God.
Yeah, exactly. It was an awesome time.
Right,
it was an awesome time. I saw a castle.
Cringe alert.
I don't think it was a castle. I think it was like a mansion or something. Anyway.
If you show up at Gathering the Gamer slightly earlier, you may find my stupid ass wandering around.
How early?
Providing help.
I'd like to stream, but
so I'm going to be there from between like 10 to noon, 10 to 12:30.
Is it possible for you to disappear for a little while to provide help for me in the bathroom?
The best I can tell, I'm doing nothing useful at this, so I will absolutely meet you there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. I am going to stream until at least noon, so I might miss you.
Okay.
I will come directly after that. I will be there by 12:30.
There's no promise that he'll be there still anyways, because he'll be providing me help.
Yes.
Help.
I have stuff going on at my shop, so unfortunately I feel bad I have to bail early.
They do have a family bathroom with this really nice recliner.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I gotta
come across the room.
He's like, I've been provided help in there before too.
Yeah, exactly.
And our mall's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Ethan Vo says it's not going to be the Gathering of the Juggalos. No.
Why do I have tickets to then?
Yeah, what did I buy? They sent me a ticket with face paint.
Wait, they canceled us for the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Yeah. All right, yeah, so Gathering of the Gamers is this weekend. It's Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be a really, really cool time if you're into board games, majority board game type stuff. What? Well, it is. That's kind of where the focus was, and then video games was kind of the extra stuff. So
I think it's a growing event.
It's going to be awesome.
I think it's a growing event. I think you'll get there.
This year, it's going to be awesome. Next year, it's going to be awesome.
It's like a boner. It's growing.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
With love and attention and
That's right.
occasional stroking, you'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so thank you very much, Paul Eaton, for hanging out with us.
Thank you,
again,
absolutely,
Galactic Comics and Collectibles. Go like it. Go share it. Blast it all over the internet.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later, and thank you, Will, for being, you.
All right.
Peace. Fresco Media Solutions. Love that guy. All right, see you guys later. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
I hit the wrong button. Beep. Hey guys, this is Dave from Winterhouse Gaming. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, hit that button, show us some love. Check out our other videos and throw us a comment. Thank you very much.